Marky Worthington Podcast all day.
All day.
Dream by night.
Don't buy me a drink. Just give me $10.
All day.
Go down to the strip club with your floppy disk and turn it into a hard drive.
Yeah, bro. You'll get fucking thrown out by Big Tony. We're here to name names and make people feel more ashamed for shit that they're not proud of.
Don't blow it. Keep it simple. Count your money.
Oh, whatever it is.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. This is episode 34 with my buddy Sam Silla. I met Sam in the comedy scene and had him on the podcast to talk more about the comedy scene, both in Sydney and in Canberra. As far as dates go, we've got Smith's Alternative on the 7th of Feb. So that one's coming up soon. And then we've got the Basement in Belconnen. Doors open at 7:30, show at 8 on the 16th of Feb. That's a Tuesday. Now, the Boardwalk in Belconnen has been moved to the last Thursday of every month. So the one for February is going to be on the 25th. So head into the Boardwalk in Belconnen, kicking off at 8 o'clock. So be there to check that one out. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and rate the podcast, as well as checking out the YouTube channel as well at Marky Worthington Comedy. And if you haven't already, check me out on social media. Go over there and throw me a like. And thanks for listening. Cheers. Here with my buddy Sam. How you doing, man?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Good. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks for the invite.
We've been doing a little bit of comedy around Canberra recently, and figured that it'd be cool to have a bit of variety on the show, and some comedians that I've worked with on the stage but not had on the show yet. So that's why it works out perfect for you to be here, man.
Nice. Talk about that variety, yeah?
The variety show.
Mix.
Yeah, dude. So I mentioned that we've been doing comedy around Canberra, but you originally used to do comedy before here at Sydney, is that right?
Yeah, so I've only been doing comedy for about a year and a bit. Mm-hmm. Started in Sydney, and then circumstances led me to come to Canberra, but it's all right though. Yeah, so I'm in Canberra now doing comedy.
Yeah,
so it's nice.
Yeah, it's kind of our little it's kind of, in the last 12 months, Canberra's been like the little the oasis of Australia, where like we've had a couple of issues here with like the whole pandemic and stuff, but for the most part touch wood. This doesn't come out for a couple of days. It might have changed by then, but for now, it's so far so good.
If it changes, Mum, I love you.
There you go, man. See, that, at least it's on the internet now. That's archive, man. That's out in the universe.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's like...
It's weird, though, because it's like... There's like massive coronavirus in Melbourne. It's like massive in Sydney.
Yeah.
It almost looked like nobody wanted to go to Canberra.
Yeah.
Like all the areas but the bit in between. Like, just fly over there.
Exactly. It's like one of those things where it's like not even the coronavirus sees Canberra as the capital. It's like when I used to work at I still work at the bar, but the bar that I work at, we have sometimes bands. Before COVID, we used to have bands that would travel internationally, and some of them wouldn't realise that Canberra wasn't the biggest city. Like, they'd go, ready for the capital show, and they'd be like, so this is like going to be the biggest show of the tour. I'm like, nah, man, like Melbourne and Sydney is your biggest shows. Canberra's the capital, but it's not the biggest city.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know Canberra was the capital for a while. But
damn.
I thought it was Sydney. I was gonna lie. I thought it was Sydney.
Well, that's what you think. Yeah. Sydney is like Sydney's where people say they're from if they go overseas, so that they don't need to explain where they're from. They're like, so whereabouts you're from? If they don't want to tell the person, they'll just be like, I'm from Sydney. They're like, I've heard of Sydney before. But if you say Canberra, they're like, is that like near Sydney? Yeah, so
it's even weird. It's like when you ask like anyone who's abroad, like, we got Parliament House. Like, I didn't know. I was like, what's Parliament House? Like, Sydney Opera House. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such thing in Canberra till I came out here. Obviously, then I saw. I was like, damn, they got one here too as well.
Dude, Parliament House is like Canberra's version of the Opera House. That's as close as we got to the Opera House.
Literally.
Dude. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, man. That's like it's our big thing. We got that and a massive owl statue in fucking that looks like a massive dick. It's called the penis owl, man.
We gotta talk about that. That was ridiculous. Dude. I remember driving past that. I looked at it from the wrong angle. I was like, it's a horny town, man. What's wrong with these people? I want to go home.
Yeah, man. Well, there's actually like Facebook groups called like Penis Owl and shit, dude. Like there's stuff out there for that exact sculpture. People like post memes and stuff there all the time.
Fair enough. Then people need their own JobKeeper probably.
Oh, probably, but
They got nothing else to do.
they're actually like keeping the rest of the people that are employed entertained as
I
well.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
That's actually, there's a YouTube channel called The Roundabout Crew, and they did like a video when they drove past the Penis Hour.
Okay.
And they're talking about all crazy stuff for Canberra, like our roundabouts and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
and like our like workforce. And at the end they had like the outtakes.
Okay.
And there's this bit where they're like driving past the owl, and they're like, he's trying to be serious, and he's like, that definitely does not look like a dick. Ah, fuck it, it looks like a dick, man. I can't do it. He's trying to keep a straight face.
Send me that.
Yeah, dude. No,
Send me
it's
that.
fucking, and yeah, that's it's like an old school video, man, because it's like one of the original like YouTubers. Like was that channel? There wasn't many when that came out. YouTube wasn't as big of a platform.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when people would come up with little videos like that, all of a sudden people would, like, lose their fucking shit because they'd be like, oh, man, that's actually in Canberra. We, like, know all this stuff. It's, like, relatable.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't lived in Canberra my whole life. I lived in Central West New South Wales. I moved down the South Coast and then from the South Coast up to here. When I started high school, I went to South Coast. So I did my whole high school, South Coast, like... And then I moved up here when in Maria, like it's near Bateman's Bay sort of thing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know when you meet people and they're like, where are you from? Like, Maria. I'm like, yeah. Cool. From one of them places. Like, okay, cool.
It's kind of like one of the holiday destinations for people in Canberra because it's on the coast and it's only like 2 and a bit hours away.
Got it.
If people that travel down the South Coast go to like further south or up north, they usually need to go through Bateman's Bay, so it's a pretty central spot.
I always know you're in one of those far places when you type in like where the person's from, and then Google Maps has to zoom out and then kind of like fast forward to like a far land away. It's like, yo, the blue dot's here. I'm like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Time to destination 4 hours. It's like, yeah, that's cool.
It's too far away,
I'm
man.
good.
Yeah, you know, have that Gumtree sale, man.
That's it.
Yeah, like when people buy shit on Gumtree, and you just go like. I tend not to have to travel, like, to do any, like, transactions, man. I hate fucking...
Yeah.
Even Southside, man. I don't even go, like, down... Like, because I work on project cars. I'm working on a project car at the moment. It's not here. It's at my old man's place.
Cool.
And I occasionally have to get parts for it. So when I go out there, I've got the parts, yeah? And occasionally old parts and stuff that you want sort of come up online. But you're like, oh, man, the dude's in, like, Goulburn. I don't want to fucking drive to Goulburn. It's only, like... Goulburn's like an hour, but I'm like, that's still fucking far, man.
I tell you what, there's some of you Canberra people are a bit too privileged because like this whole north side, south side, I don't know what this beef is, but it's like you'll speak to someone in the north and like, oh, I'm in Gungahlin. I'm where are you? Tuggeranong. It's too far. What do you mean it's too far? It's 20 minutes away. You guys are too privileged out here.
Oh, man, way too fucking privileged, man. But there is that bypass that goes pretty much from Tuggers all the way to Gungahlin.
Yeah.
Tuggers, so he was short and everything. You ever notice that? How, like, everything...
Yeah.
Man. So, like, back on that, man. So, you're from Sydney, but originally from the UK, yeah? Hence the accent. That's why, in case people are like, man, that's not a Sydney accent.
As my man's Marky said, I ordered a Scottish accent on eBay, and this is what I got.
It's because you got it from Wish, dude.
That's it.
It's Wish, man.
That's what I meant, Wish.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
from the.
originally.
It's like when accounts have also have an eBay site, so they can like peddle their stuff through 2 platforms.
That's it.
It's like Wish on eBay. It's like two worlds combined to create the ultimate like dodgy online seller. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, also to mention, this podcast is sponsored by Wish.
yeah.
Brackets. Hit Marky up. Come on now.
Oh, man, yeah, this is it. Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by Wish because it's like you ordered the Joe Rogan Experience on Wish, but you got this instead.
I like it. They're like, do you want to do a podcast with the Joe Rogan Experience of camera? I was like, hit me up.
Yeah.
Up there.
It's pretty much it, man.
Literally.
Like, I think in the Bradley Bishop episode, we spoke a little bit about MMA and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe
so
missed that one.
Yeah, dude, no, it was.
Gutted.
He was like, I think the second or third maybe person I had on the show. Okay. And that went down really fucking good. And then I had him back again here in this studio like a few episodes ago. Right. And he's into his MMA stuff, man. He puts up videos on his Instagram, man. I think it's Bradley Bishop, just on Bradley Bishop. I don't remember.
Okay.
But he's got like he puts up like he uses his accents and stuff. Like he does different accents and impressions of different people.
Right.
And he did like an interview as if he was interviewing Conor McGregor, but he was doing like the interview.
Accents.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. He'll do like the Snapchat filters where it changes you to look like someone else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
You're
Yeah.
a Conor fan?
Yeah. Oh man, I used to be really into MMA. Like used to watch it all the time, man. But if I'm honest with you, I reckon that lately he's kind of slipped out a little bit.
Yes.
It's been hard, like since he punched that guy in the bar, and I watched that video, and I was just like, man, I think maybe he's just gone a little bit far with that. Like I just couldn't. Like, I can understand being cocky and being like, you know, when you're in the game, like against other fighters and being like, I'm going to win, like, there's nothing you can do about it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It reminds me of old school Tyson days, man. He was like really in everyone's grill and he was like a force to be reckoned with. But I reckon that, like, when there's videos coming out of him punching people that aren't in that industry, like just an old man at a pub that just doesn't want his fucking whiskey, or like even if he did say like I don't want your shitty drink or something like that, still doesn't warrant a punch to the head, you know. I
heard if it was at the basement in Belcon, the old man would have probably knocked him out.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. Do you know why, man? Because there's like the population of old men there is fucking high on like gig nights, man. Old metalheads, they used to punch on back in the day, like exactly. So you don't know who you're beefing with there. Yeah, like my grandfather, he passed away a couple of years ago, man. Old Irish dude, and I'm saying, man, if that was like an old Irish dude like my grandfather, man, you don't know who you're fucking with most of the time. Like he's like hard as nails, man. My old grandfather, he used to just. Sick. Yeah, I remember this story. Apparently, when he was, he used to race horses, like not a jockey, but like they put like the cart thing behind him, like that little wooden cart. Well, they make them all like out of like carbon fiber and shit now. Okay. But he used to race them when they were wooden, bamboo at the sides sometimes because it's light, but it's still wood. Yeah, and then they put like different. They like make it better over the years and lighter and all that shit. But yeah, he used to do that, and he was the oldest jockey, well, not jockey, but racer in New South Wales. Like they were like, because he was of his age, he had to do a health examination before he could get his license to race, because they were like, you know, we just got to make sure, you know, it's a bit fucking shaky hand, and they were like, yeah, so we need you to jog on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Okay, if you can do that, then it's like that's the bulk of the health examination, yeah? Right. Old boy fucking gets up there, he does his 10 minutes on the fucking on this thing, he jogs it out. Yeah. 10 minutes, yeah. He jumps off it and he does 10 fucking push-ups at the end. And they were like, oh, you didn't have to do the push-up. And he's like, yeah, that was just to prove I can do more than, like, the requirements, man. Oh, damn. 80-year-old dude, fucking 10 push-ups, man.
Was trying to
just smashing it out. Yeah. And you know what, though? Not my nan, but he remarried after my mum and her brothers and that were born. He remarried, yeah. Okay. And his wife was like, I wondered why, like, he was so determined to do push-ups, you know. Every morning, apparently, he used to he'd turn his alarm off and he'd do fucking 10 push-ups every morning as soon as he got out of bed, just to, like, stay in condition. So he's been training for that shit for years. He finally got to fucking show it off, you know. What a unit.
Boy, that puts me to shame because I do like 10 hits of the snooze button in the morning.
That's me, man. Struggle. Dude, I fucking... You know what? Lately, I've been trying to be better at that. Like, only one snooze, like, at most. Sometimes I'll, like, snooze it and get up before the next snooze, man. I've been trying... But I used to be fucking terrible, man.
Oh, man. I'm, like, snoozing. I'm, like, mathematically trying to figure out, all right, 10 minutes. What can I take out? All right, don't brush my teeth. All right, that's 2 minutes. Yeah. Just like... Skip breakfast, 4 minutes.
I can do that and do stuff in the car, man.
That's it.
Fuck, man. There used to be... So I used to work with this guy that... he said that he found this website. He used to live in Melbourne. And there was this fucking set of lights where it would literally be like sometimes 5 minutes. If you got there as it turned red...
Oh, you're stuck.
Sometimes there was people that used to sell newspapers at the lights.
Damn.
Like peddling money from the lights, because if they knew that had captive audience, yeah? Anyway, he said he used to... You know those little, like, travel boxes of cereal?
Yeah.
He used to buy that, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
And he'd fucking take his bowl and his little milkman, and at the lights, if he pulled up when it was red, he would just fucking set it up and just eat his cereal at the lights, man. That's how long he'd be there for. And so he said that he was like looking around online, and someone created a website for reporting people that were doing stupid shit in traffic, and you could type in a number plate and see whether they've done anything before.
Okay.
So he was like, man, I'm going to see if I'm on this site, man. So he fucking looked it up. He typed in his number plate, and it came up, and it said, like, seen him eating cereal at the lights, man. He's like, fucking, they got me, dude. Someone reported it.
That's it.
But yeah, he was just waiting there for so long one day. He's like, fuck it, I could be having breakfast here and get up later.
I would have done the same thing too.
Oh, fuck, man. That's a way to do it. Save some time, get some food.
Have to.
Oh, fuck, man. But yeah, that's pretty much like a rundown so far on like where you're from. Well, actually, which part of the UK are you from?
So I'm like from London.
Yeah.
I'm in London. So I'm placed from Notting Hill. So I was there before it became posh.
Yeah,
so
right.
Don't call me a posh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, it's cool. I'm like, it's weird because like when I meet people from London, it's like I don't look like I'm from Notting Hill Gate, so I look like I'm from South London.
Yeah.
But I'm living like West London. So a lot of people get confused. They meet me and think, oh, he's probably going to like rob my phone. Like, nah, I have stocks. But I'll still take your phone.
Dude.
Yeah,
Not stocks in GameStop, man.
that's it.
Yeah. Have you seen that shit with GameStop lately? I haven't looked into it, man, but...
I've heard about it, but I don't really know much
I learn
about
everything I need to know from memes, and then I research it, yeah?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, there's been some fire fucking memes coming out of it. But yeah, man, got stocks from fucking London. That's all that people need to know, man.
That's it.
It's like I used to work with this guy from England, and he was telling me about the beef between like people calling stuff areas that it's not, like you're saying, like West, North, London, all that stuff. And I served this lady, and she had an accent. And I said, "Oh, where's your accent from?" And I said, "My girlfriend's from London. Oh, from south of London." And she explained where she was from.
Yeah.
And after that, I'll go and see my buddy. I'm just like, because I used to work in a bottle shop, so that's where I served it. I go up to him, and I'm just like, he's working there too. And I said, do you, I just served a girl that was from this area. Are you from near there? And he goes, no, it's not near me, man.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough, because I'm just fucking ignorant to all this shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, she said it was like up north, like top north.
Yeah.
And he goes like, that's not up north, that's from the fucking Midlands.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like super like, fuck, I hate it when people say that stuff that's from Midlands is north.
Yeah.
And he was just super like, yeah, he was just like, no, fuck that, man. She's not even from where I was near, you know?
You know what? Now I live here, I can explain it in a Canberra way that makes sense. Like, it's like someone saying they're from Canberra,
Yeah.
but they live in Collector.
Yeah, okay,
It's like
yeah.
you're not even from Canberra.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I get it.
So a lot of people say they're from London, and they're not from London. They're from 2-3 hours out, and then they're like trying to.
Tie it all together.
And then you're like, but you're not. I don't recognize this voice. I don't recognize, because your accent can change down the road. Like in the UK, like you could go through like 3 areas, and they'll all sound completely different. But like, yeah, it's like it's just weird. A lot of people say that. It's like, oh, I'm from Sydney, but it's like, oh, what part of Sydney? Oh yeah, like Bateman's Bay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're not from Sydney. You're from Bateman's Bay. Let it go. But then they don't want to be like, I'm from Bateman's Bay, and then people be like, where's that? So they just go, I'm from Sydney, and just have the widest radius known to man.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I was saying before. I corrected myself. I said London, but I actually meant south of London.
Yeah.
Although it's not like heaps far away, it's still, you got to make that distinguishing difference between.
It's like Sydney and Greater Sydney. So even though Goulburn is still New South Wales, it's not the same. It's like, it's still ours. It's like me saying I'm from New South Wales or Central, and then saying I'm from Greater New South Wales, which is like Goulburn.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
right at the end.
Yeah, because we have areas as well, like Central West New South Wales and like all that sort of, like South Coast New South Wales, all that sort of stuff, like far south. All that. There's even in the South Coast, there's South Coast and then far South Coast. Like, what the fuck? Like, I guess it's because our land mass is bigger. We need to kind of separate shit a bit more. Like,
South and far south.
yeah, far south. Oh man, yeah. only ever really lived within New South Wales or ACT, but I've travelled a fair bit, like around the place. I went to Tassie when I was a kid and all that sort of shit, man.
Cool.
Like, it's completely different some places, man. Like when I went to Tassie, man, it was like completely different. As far as like people's concept of distance, like in New South Wales, if something's like 3 hours away, man, people are just like, oh, it's just down the road, yeah. Like they're like just down the road, not far, yeah.
Yeah.
But in Tassie, man, there's a place towards the southern side of Tassie called Hobart, which is the capital.
Yeah.
And then up north, there's Launceston and Devonport.
Okay.
When I was in Launceston, man, there was people like, we were saying, oh, we just were at Hobart, and they're like, oh, what's it like down there? It's like, you've never been to it's like 2.5 hours from the top to the bottom, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, I've never been down to Hobart before. I've just lived in Launceston my whole life. And once we went on a trip to Devonport, but like they just never went down to Hobart before.
Jeez.
But I tell you what, man, it's a nice place of Australia down there. Like there's like a lot more like luscious and green compared to like the mainland. There's a lot of it that's actually undiscovered. Like there's parts of Tassie that are just bushland that's like too dense to populate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm planning to go like maybe towards halfway through the year.
Yeah.
See how this COVID thing plays out.
Yeah, see how it plays out.
But I definitely want to go visit for sure.
The best way to go down there is if you like, because they have like a ferry that goes from Sydney down.
Okay.
But the one from Melbourne's good, man, because you can go down to Melbourne, hang out for a while, and then catch the ferry over. Like, because Melbourne is a good spot to visit, but because you got background in Sydney, you might you might know more people there. But when we went down, it was through Melbourne.
I might do that because Melbourne kind of reminds me of home. It's got that kind of.
I've been
Melbourne's
told
got that kind of
yeah,
similar
yeah.
vibe to London, so it's nice to go down there.
Yeah.
Nice and cold with the rain,
That's it, man. You,
London
like,
summer.
No matter where you go, you got to take that fucking umbrella, man.
That's it. Canberra can't talk right now because it was like 40 degrees. 2 minutes later, it's like
80. Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
And it's cold.
Yeah. No, it's you realise 80. That's not even Fahrenheit, It's all fucking yeah. Switch it up.
I was like, waiting to convert that.
Oh fuck yeah, that's like some proper fucking old school.
Yeah.
Some Fahrenheit, man, is the weirdest fucking thing. The old school way, man. It's like inches and stuff, man. You like measure stuff differently.
Yeah.
Like when you look at inches and you're like, what the fuck does that even represent? Like.
Makes no sense.
It's a bit like, well, temperature's harder to understand because Celsius is obvious. It's just straight up like water freezes, water boils 100, freezes at 0, and we fucking just divide it down in between. But Fahrenheit is like all over the fucking place, man.
It's like 92 degrees Fahrenheit. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that
Am I
mean?
cold? Yeah.
Bring shorts and an umbrella. Okay.
It's like I remember this like rap song that I used to listen to when I was a kid, man. My mum bought my brother and I the fucking soundtrack from 8 Mile when it came out, dude. And she didn't know how fucking bad it was because we used to listen to like Eminem before he was like before everyone knew that he kind of had some risky lyrics and shit. So we're kind of onto that Eminem tick like as soon as it sort of became a thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
And my fucking brother and I were just like, man, we really want this album, Yeah. And my mum just buys it for us because she's just like, oh, here you go. How bad could it fucking be? Doesn't read warnings or any shit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a track on there and he goes like, what's he say? Like freezing 40 below, like that, like little bit of lyrics there.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like 40 fucking below, like what part of the world does it get fucking, because I didn't think about the temperature differences.
Yeah.
I'm like, what fucking part of the world? It's like, what's he writing this fucking rap song in Antarctica or some shit, It's like, yeah, fucking MC fucking penguin on the deck.
DJ Ice Cube.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What was I going to say about the that's the difference between all the different areas around the place. I guess it's got some similarities there, but yeah, it's just gets so cold here. But you realise that Canberra is built in the middle of fucking nowhere when it comes to summer because it gets so hot and so cold. You realise how different it is. It's because before this was all populated, man, Canberra was just a fucking middle of nowhere, red dirt, fucking middle of the bush, right?
Right.
And now they just like created Canberra here. You realise, like, if you dig a hole in Canberra somewhere, like in one of the suburbs, you don't have to go far, and you're like hitting clay. It's like just like you would at a farm or something, you know? Like, whereas some places are so built up that like it's all like topsoil and nice soil and stuff. But here, you get like red dirt, which you normally don't get until you hit like the middle of central west New South Wales, you know?
It's even like the map makes no sense to me, like, because it's like you got Sydney, then you come all the way down, you got all this like New South Wales, then you got Canberra, and then you got New South Wales again.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is that? To me, it makes no sense. It's
Yeah,
like,
because
New South Wales, New South Wales, New South Wales, Canberra, New South Wales.
Yeah, completely
Like,
separated.
what?
Yeah, it's like a dot on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like the way that it's all planned out as well. Like Sydney's very like lines, whereas Canberra's like all roundabouts and like curved architecture, sort of not architecture but maps. Like we got the big centre roundabouts in the middle, and then everything sort of like flows off that.
Curves and penis hours.
Yeah, it curves. Yeah, that's it.
I see what the guy in Canberra was thinking.
Yeah, he was just like, oh,
There you go.
yeah. Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I've got two roundabouts here look like boobs, innit?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, just make it fucking, just make it like have you seen that movie Prison Break?
Love it.
Yeah, dude, where you can stare at his tattoos and it looks like a map, dude.
Yeah.
If you stare at Canberra for long enough, you can start seeing all the images inside the map.
I see what he was really thinking.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of those fucking like one of those crazy eye puzzles, you know, where if you like look at it and your vision gets blurry, you're like, oh, it's the Sydney Opera House.
Damn.
Fuck
Good
yeah,
on
dude.
him.
If you stare at the Canberra map for long enough, it's actually a map of Sydney, maybe. Like, you just imagine that.
Wouldn't
Just
surprise
like it's
me.
a hidden fucking gem.
Just with roundabouts, that's it.
yeah.
Literally.
Oh, fuck. I want to introduce like a bit of a new segment to this episode that I haven't done before, which is like a news article segment.
Okay.
It's where I just kind of like, and it's not going to be like probably an ongoing thing, maybe just every now and then if I see something cool I want to talk about, man, but I fucking was looking through some news articles.
Yeah.
Normally they're like in Sydney, Melbourne, like other areas. Not often you get a lot of articles based in Canberra, and I like clicked on this one, man, because it fucking got my attention.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, it like I was just cruising through. You know when you read like an article and you're like, man, I have to see what that's fucking about, man. And I don't often use the computer for the show, but this is going to be the first episode. I fucking queued up this article headline. Canberra man does DIY surgery after waiting years for medical help. Now, for anyone that's watching the YouTube, you see that I've got it up on the screen here, man. The new daily. But yeah, I won't like read through the whole article. People can just search that headline and come up with it. But basically, the idea of it is this guy has he had a cyst on the back of his wrist, but he's an electrician, so he's got to use his hands all the time. And it was becoming to the point where he couldn't like use his hands properly for his work.
Okay.
And he was on the waiting list for like over 2 years. And then apparently he just was like, I'm not waiting any longer. I can't wait any longer, man. And I'll read these exact quotes. So that's it now after 9 months. Nearly completely healed, or is completely healed, just a small scar. But this is the bit you get an idea of this guy's frustration. I got sick of it. That's what he said. Another quote. Grabbed the Stanley knife, heated up the blade, and cut into the back of my wrist. Squeezed it, popped the cyst, disinfected, and put in some antiseptic. Put a Band-Aid over it, and that was it.
Unbelievable.
Far out.
What was his occupation?
Oh yeah, electrician.
Electrician?
So just can't like do any of the work he needed to do with his hands, all because of that. Yeah.
I might need to give him a call.
Yeah.
At least I know he'll be punctual.
Yeah,
I'm sick of waiting. Come through.
No more 2-year waiting list on this
waiting list.
Man, there is actually this massive disclaimer down the bottom about how no one should try this at home. But at the same time, man, that's pretty crazy, right? Like, imagine just being waiting for so long that you're just like, man, I'm just going to take matters into my own hands. Like,
I get it, but at the same time, I think it's a bit weird because it's like he must forget he lives in Canberra. It's like nothing. It's like small. It's like one hospital, one bakery, one post office.
Yeah.
You could have gone to New South Wales and got. Listen, you could have gone to like somewhere like Albury. They got like no one there anyway, so you could have jumped the queue. There's like 3 people live in Albury, so it would have been all right. But
yeah.
yeah,
They're all electricians. There's
They're
like
all
3 people
electricians.
in Albury. They're all electricians,
that's
probably.
what,
Yeah.
like, he waited 2 years is a long time to wait.
So I've had surgery before here in Canberra.
Okay.
I used to play, or I still play. I'm not playing at the moment. But the season hasn't started of ice hockey.
Oh damn.
Yeah, dude, and I broke my ankle playing ice hockey 6 months into playing, and I had to get surgery here in Canberra, and like the waiting list wasn't that crazy, but this one here in the article they mentioned that it's considered elective surgery. So whereas mine was like emergency surgery, so I guess it's got different priority, man. But like the surgery I had here was actually like fairly prompt and that sort of shit. But fuck, man, it was pretty gnarly recovery, man. Just like trying to get like full momentum in the ankle and stuff. Like,
So basically, what you're telling me is you're the reason why he couldn't get his surgery.
yeah. I was like too tied up doing my shit.
Yeah.
No, so because we live so close to the snow in snow season, the doctor was saying that they repair like 7 of the same injuries that I have every week. He says he does 7 a week during snow season.
Means this country's not built for snow.
Oh man, we're not built for speed, dude. Humans just aren't built for speed. Do you know
Oh
what?
no, we are just on land.
Yeah, well,
not ice.
No, yeah, or like on bikes and shit, man.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
fuck.
that's the worst.
The thing is, like, the human body is pretty much designed to only fall from the speed that we can run ourselves.
True.
The minute we start going faster than we can physically run, that's when it becomes an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking obviously, if you're like on, like when I'm skating, right? Sometimes I might be doing like, because I think the fastest I've been able to run when I was like in high school and shit was like 25 k's an hour. Not at a steady race, just at like a fucking 100-meter dash. Yeah. Like if you're skating, sometimes you like look over and you'll see shit going past like way too quick.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, dude, I'm doing at least 35 on this shit. But like, you fall from that, and plus the impact and the angle and stuff. The fucking that's what fucks people over.
I'll tell you what's fast nowadays is that they got those like scooters.
Yeah,
Those
the
rental
e-scooters.
you
Yeah,
can scan and, yo, it's got like 2 settings. It's like a slow setting and a fast setting. It's got like some arrow buttons. I knew it was fast because I literally put my flick the wrist and I was off, and I was like, I'm about to hurt myself or someone right now. And you get scared because you can feel like the concrete isn't, not the concrete, like the pavement isn't flat. Like you can feel every like ridge or every gap. And you're like, yo, I'm about to like
eat some
take
shit.
off in
Yeah.
I'm about to book myself another surgery and push this guy's surgery another back. Like it's bad.
Yeah, push homeboy's fucking surgery even more.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the thing though. The e-scooters, like they actually read a report. There was a certain amount of hospitalizations recently because of that. The e-scooters, people just axing themselves. But the thing is though, because when I got it, I actually read the terms and conditions on the app.
Right.
You need to be 0% alcohol to ride them. And people in Civic, man, if you go out to Civic on the fucking weekend, man, there'll be people like just pounding shots, and then next minute they're on a fucking scooter. Like, Jesus Christ.
See, them ones are cool, but the ones who got, it's for me the ones going to the doctors and they got 0 alcohol in their system, and it's like, so how do you do all this?
Yeah.
You know, I
Clumsy.
try to go fast.
You're like the opposite.
It's like, bro, you got no alcohol in your system. You just
You didn't even get a good story out of it.
There's no stories that happened. I fell. That's it. Then they try to lie when they go to work. Yeah, I was drunk. No, you weren't. You were on your lunch break. Stop lying.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like, so I like the scooters. I went to I normally catch a bus because it's just cheaper than paying for parking in the city. Like, because I work in the city, yeah.
Okay.
If I fucking pay for parking in the city, man, and I don't catch the bus, that's going to cost me like heaps more money. So I just catch the bus. And I went to something for work, and the bus didn't go, like, there was no bus stop near the location that I needed to be. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just get one of those e-scooters, man. Because it was was like a 20-minute walk, and I was like, that's a little bit further than I want to do. Yeah, your boy is not fucking like he's not into his cardio. Yeah,
I love that. He's like, nah.
As soon as I seen that Google map fucking zooming out, dude, I'm like, no, I'm not fucking, I'm not doing this, man. Yeah. I get there looking like, you ever seen that movie Twins with Danny DeVito?
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Dude, there's a scene there where he goes for a jog in the morning to meet up with his like one of his biological dads.
Right.
Yeah, one of them, man. He's got like fucking heaps in that movie.
Love it.
And one of them lives near him, so he jogs to the house, man. I would have looked like him when I got there, just all covered in sweat, you know. The Arnie sweat though, too. Like Arnie sweat's like obviously on like someone that looks after their body is like easier to visualize than someone like me. It's just all fucking red and gross. Like you can tell, like when Arnie was jogging in that, like his head's back, man. When I'm jogging, I'm like slumped over. I'm looking rough. But yeah, so I grabbed one of those e-scooters to get to the place.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I was like a skeptic at first. I was like, oh man, maybe I should just walk the 20 minutes. Yeah, like fuck it. I'll leave a bit earlier and get there on time and all that sort of shit.
Right.
Man, I'm fucking started walking and I seen one of the e-scooters just parked like on the side of the road. Like I'm like, well, it's a fucking like I have to take it now. It's just the universe is giving me a fucking scooter.
That's it.
So I jump on it, man, and I'm wearing a cap, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel weird about putting the helmet straight on my head. You know, I don't like this raw dog fucking shit. I like to wear something between the helmet and you know what I mean? Just some sort of layer of protection, man. You don't
comfort blanket.
Yeah. I know that if someone like me wore it before me, I wouldn't want to wear it. So I'm thinking about other people, yeah.
Okay.
So I was wearing a hat, so I just put it over the top of the hat, yeah. Old skater style, you know, with a fucking cap underneath the fucking helmet.
Yeah.
I jump on there, man, and I was going. It was like near Barton. No, yeah, Barton. And there's underneath the Constitution Avenue, there's an underpass.
Right.
I didn't even know it was there because I've only ever driven. I've never walked through there.
Now you know, yeah.
And there's this fucking massive ramp that goes down into it, man. And I just like jumped on it, turned it on, and fucking went straight down this ramp. And at the bottom of the ramp, there was a dude walking.
Oh no!
And he could obviously hear the noise, like the whir of the engine on the fucking thing. So he turns around just to see me, beard out. I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt because I'm going to like some fucking work thing and they told us to dress up in Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
I feel like at Twins, those guys that stole the fucking car. It's just like, dude, we fucking wore the Hawaiian shirt. We had the gloves. We wore the sunnies. What else do you fucking want? Yeah. So I'm cruising down. We wore those loud ass shirts. I'm fucking cruising down there. He would have just turned around just in time to see me fucking hurtling towards him on this ramp that was like a 10-meter fucking drop.
Yeah.
Beard flapping over my shoulder, Hawaiian shirt, cap, fucking helmet on, purple scooter, just fucking roaring towards him. Dude, and he just like stepped to the side and I get to the bottom and I kick the back out and then just floor it again to go like in the opposite direction, other bit direction. And dude, we're walking he's walking through this tunnel, I'm on the scooter and I'm towards the end of the tunnel by the time he gets to the start of the tunnel, dude. I could just hear him through the whole tunnel just laughing, dude. I could not fucking hear. All I could hear is him laughing, dude.
Nice.
I could just picture what he saw and I could not fucking stop laughing. I could just hear him echoing through the whole tunnel, his laughter.
That's sick.
Fuck, man. But yeah, that was a fun time. I rate him. Like, anytime I need to walk more than 5 minutes now, I just fucking scan that scooter and jump on it.
It's weird, though, because it's like, I think if you've been to London or Melbourne, you know what I mean. Like, if I type in a location, it will say, get to destination 5 minutes, get to the walk 5 minutes. Australia is like, the one place is like, car 3 minutes, walk 42 minutes. I'm like, what the like?
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna take the scooter or like drive. Like, like there's no
in between. Yeah. I spent some time in Melbourne a couple years back. I was down there for a week because I was getting some tattoos by an artist down there, which I dig. And he was in the suburb near where I booked the hotel, so it was all fairly close.
Yeah.
And I fucking Ubered everywhere because I was like, there was no scooters. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna Uber everywhere. I've already like put money aside for this trip. I can budget to like Uber everywhere.
Yeah.
And one day I finally just like was like, oh, I want to go to the gym in the morning. Yeah. So I Googled it and it was like, fuck man, the gym is like just around the corner from the hotel. So I walked over there to the gym. By the time I got there, you know, I was warmed up, you know, I've been for a walk, that sort of stuff, just a quick bit of stretching and I'm good to go, yeah? Because I normally do like 10 minutes on the treadie before I start, you know?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not here to fucking pull a muscle, you know?
Never.
Yeah. It's like, I don't
Do your own surgery if you want.
yeah, alrighty, that wraps us up for the first part of the 2-part episode. And make sure you tune in to the next release to hear the second part. We got some interesting stories and stuff for the next part, so make sure you tune in and make sure you check out Sam on socials in the meantime. Got Sam at Instagram on.
Oh yeah, Sam at. I messed up again. That's Sam Silla, SAMSILLA.
Yeah, cool, man. Check him out, man. He's around. He's out there, man. He's doing the doing the open mics and doing some comedy around the place, man. It's good to see newbies in town and have them on the show. Check me out at Marky Worthington Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then you can find me at Twitter, which we don't use in Australia very much, but fucking Twitter's Marky Comedy. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and keep your eyes out for the next episode. Cheers. Don't buy me a drink. Just name names.
Yeah, right. Big Tony, you'll get fucking thrown out of
The strip club with your floppy disk.
all day. Make people feel shame for shit all day.
Don't blow
Turn
it.
it into a hard drive.
Yeah, right. You'll get fucking- We're here to
Keep it simple. Count your money.
that they're not proud of.
Just give me $10.
All right.